What's up everyone, this is FP Sticks bringing you some Go Battle League battles here in the Ultra Premier Cup Classic, and in today's video I'm going to be running a team that's been popular in previous seasons. This concept of a steel type in the lead and then two dragon types in the back. This has been done pretty frequently with Empoleon in the lead. I'm running it with Escavalier in the lead today just because it's a little bit more solid of a response to a Walrein, and so the concept with this team is that you will be safe swapping the Kingdra quite often to try to bait out a potential Walrein that's in the back, and then that way Escavalier can farm it down and Dragonite will hopefully have play in the back. I had some okay battles with this. I definitely threw some games, definitely lost some games purely based on the team comp, and we won a couple of games as well, feeling pretty okay about the plays. But as always on this channel, I try to showcase open and honest battles and see what we could have learned from the situation, or if any improvements need to be made in the team. So I hope you all appreciate that. But in this first game here, my opponent was very clearly lagging and also have a really spicy team here, running a Charizard and then a shiny Hitmonlee running Double Kick as the fast move. So I do know that this thing has access to Stone Edge and Close Combat, but I'm just going to let this go through because I got the debuff with Octazooka, so I can easily tank this. And I'm going to let this move go through as well. I have a 2 shield advantage. Going to be able to farm this down with Escavalier. Out comes the Charizard. Now, pretty much every Charizard is running Wing Attack, so this matchup isn't as scary for Escavalier when shields are up. You can see I'm actually running Aerial Ace and Drill Run as the moveset here. Aerial Ace just so I can hit for some more neutral damage against the Charizards out there, but Mega Horn is such a solid move as well. You could consider running that if you find yourself against a Swampert. I was just trying Aerial Ace out with this team, so I caught that move on my Dragonite, the Blast Burn, which felt pretty good, but I'm going to throw this Aerial Ace, hit the Dragonite for neutral as well, and then I'm able to farm down the Charizard and win that game. Pretty unfortunate that my opponent started with some lag there, but we're able to take that. Okay, Snorlax is a really solid option in the Ultra Premier Classic Cup, and it just has so much neutral play against everything that's pretty much in this meta here. I'm just going to go straight for the Outrage, and they do let that go through, so I can win switch advantage if I want. I'm going to shield this up. It actually ended up being a superpower, so I can shield and farm down. I now have switch advantage. They're going to bring out the Gliscor, and I knew that I could reach an Octazooka, so that shield was worth it. They end up not shielding that, and then they're going to attempt to farm me down. No, they actually throw their energy. But I can align my Dragonite with this now, and the Shadow Dragon Breath damage is pretty insane. Out comes a Lapras, but Lapras has an insane amount of bulk in the Ultra League. It really reaches a nice stat product, and I am down a shield here, so despite resisting the Ice Shard damage, the Surfs really do add up, and you'll see that over time, after all of the Ice Shard damage kind of accumulates, 2 Surfs threatens to be lethal. If Escavalier had some sort of a cheaper bait move, I feel like this Pokemon would really be strong. It just seems like it's barely too slow in some situations. I was actually really surprised that my opponent did not commit their final shield on their Lapras there. In my head, Lapras had more value to them, but they kind of just conceded the game there. I guess they thought I had more energy on my Dragonite. Swampert in the lead. Ideally, I want to make a catch onto my Kingdra here. And I know that Escavalier typically wins that CMP tie against Swampert, so I keep anticipating that my opponents would throw when I swap there, but that was not the case. Here you can actually see my opponent bring a Charizard out onto my Kingdra, and that's because Charizard is really functioning as a flying type nowadays, running Wing Attack after Wing Attack got the move update, and being able to hit for super effective damage against the dragons with Dragon Claw is really great. Escavalier wins the CMP tie here against Charizard. Charizard has a very, very high attack stat. It wins CMP against so many things in this cup. I actually made a pretty big call there and no shielded the Dragon Claw, and they correctly shielded the Blast Burn, able to farm that all the way down. Out comes the Swampert again. I really want to catch a Hydro on my Dragonite, and I am able to successfully do that. But the Hydro Cannon damage is insane, and because I ate that damage, I'm not able to get to a superpower against the Walrein here. Really unfortunate. And this Drill Run is barely not going to be lethal. This is a prime example of where having Mega Horn would absolutely have most likely won me this game here. They're able to reach the Earthquake and take out the Escavalier. Escavalier does seem like a pretty interesting core breaker against all the Walrein out there, but it still feels so glassy, even in Ultra League. My opponent has a Dragon Tail Shadow Gyarados, and technically Escavalier is my best response to this, so that's why I'm staying in. I was able to get a shield. I thought I would be able to catch an Aqua Tail there on my Kingdra, but that did not work out. They are in fact going to go for the Crunch here, and that does hit for a good amount of damage. They're able to totally farm my Kingdra down. This is not looking great for me. I have an Escavalier with energy. I have to shield this up, even though I know it's a resisted move. Shadow Dragonite is so glassy here. They bring out the Ampharos once again. I want to see where they want to spend their final shield. They end up letting that go. I have to shield this and hope that I can farm down before they reach another move. I know I have energy on my Escavalier. They bring out their own Dragonite here, and now what I want to do is swap and be able to queue up the Aerial Ace. So I attempt to swap here, but because the swap took one turn, the Dragonite is able to force the CMP tie here, or for some reason my charge move does not go off and I'm not able to take that game there. Well played from my opponent, and pretty interesting team too. They had Ampharos in the lead and then essentially two Dragon types, so they were using Gyarados as kind of their pivot Dragon type there. So I chip the Dragonite and then go into my Kingdra, and they bring out a Walrein. This is typically what is supposed to happen with this double dragon team. The Walrein is supposed to come out on the Kingdra because they obviously want to avoid the Escavalier matchup. So they're going to throw Icicle Spear. That's totally fine. Now I could try to win switch advantage if I wanted to here, but I value the energy more, especially against that Dragonite. So I know I can come in, farm this down. I would love to be able to land another Aerial Ace on their own Dragonite. They are going to throw energy here. If it's a superpower, I should be able to counter them down. They do throw a superpower. They're able to get to another move here. I even knew this was Dragon Claw, but I did not trust my count. And in the back is an Aurorus. I really need to be able to catch a Meteor Beam here. They end up shielding that Drill Run. And here I make the catch of the Meteor Beam on my Dragonite. This is easily going to one-shot. See you later, Dragonite. And I have to hope that I can counter this down and survive this resisted Weather Ball here. But with the attack boost, I'm barely able to take that game there and counter down the Dragonite as well. Good game. Really close game. Escavalier into another Dragonite. Dragonite is one of the most popular Pokemon in Ultra Premier Classic right now. I would say with Walrein being very popular as well, Ampharos and Charizard, Trevenant, Swampert, these are very, very common picks in the Ultra Premier Classic Cup right now. They bring out their own Escavalier against my Kingdra, and it's pretty dumb that I go for the Octazooka here. Even though that hits for neutral, Outrage is far more threatening, and they're able to just totally farm me down, so I should have built up to the Outrage. It would have at least gotten a shield. I was hoping for the debuff. It did not happen. They are going to throw Resisted Megahorn. Look at how much damage that does. So that's a case to be made right there, that you definitely do not need to run Aerial Ace, because that Escavalier just put in so much work against my entire team. Out comes an Empoleon, and so I now know that my Escavalier has so much work to do. I have to essentially counter down this Dragonite and have enough energy to hopefully reach 3 Drill Runs. So I'm going to throw this drill run here. The waterfall damage is really adding up though. And they actually let it go through because they were probably afraid that I was going to be able to reach 2 drill runs and a superpower, which I would have been able to do. But I'm able to farm down that Empoleon and take that game, and they actually faint with 2 shields there. Good game. Another Charizard in the lead, but they typically run wing attacks, so they could have stayed in there if they wanted to. This game is a prime example of me just not playing very smart. I should have built up to the outrage here and at least bluffed that damage because they no shield, and even though I get the attack debuff, I'm not going to be able to win switch advantage here. And they farm me down, and they're going to be able to reach a move against whatever I bring in. But I know that it should only be a Dragon Claw if I opt to bring in my Escavalier here. And so I let that go through. Out comes the Charizard once again. It has so much energy. So I'm just going to try to get some chip damage off here and then put some pressure with Dragonite. They have a Surfetched in the back. But this is kind of rough for me. I know they're running Night Slash here, so I end up shielding this move, and I do get outpaced by this Surfetch. It only takes them 10 turns to reach a charge move. And the counters, despite being resisted, are really adding up on my Dragonite here. Now, I know that I would have won the CMP against Charizard, but I can't go shields down. But now Escavalier is just too slow to be able to reach a move. My opponent can easily go straight Blast Burn and take this game, and that's exactly what they do, which is why I no shield the first one, hoping that they might bait for some reason. But good game. All right, a Walrein in the lead is absolutely what we want to see. They respond with a Trevenant, so I go into my Dragonite, and in theory you think that this would be a good matchup, but the neutral Shadow Claws are really adding up. I got baited with the Seed Bomb there, which is unfortunate, and Escavalier, when shields are down, the Earthquake is very threatening from that Walrein. They double bait me, and I cannot even farm them down before they would potentially reach another move. I have to throw my energy here. They let that go. I'm not going to be able to even reach another charge move against this Walrein, and that Trevenant safe swap was so devastating for me. They now have a Shadow Machamp up a shield in the back, and this is looking really, really rough for us here. They're going to be able to CMP tie me on this cross chop. Really unfortunate, and there's no way that I can counter this down before they reach another move. My non-stab counters are really just not adding up right now. They shield that because they can easily reach another charge move here, and then their Walrein's going to be able to take me out. So very well played by my opponent. Walrein double counter beat my team, even though I had a very solid matchup in the lead. Now, Escavalier is pretty positive against this Muck here. It's also pretty decent against their Kingdra as well. I'm going to land a Drill Run and then go into my Dragonite, because I'm able to farm them down before they can reach a charge move there. If they bring out the Muck, I could throw a lot of neutral damage on it, but they bring out a Lapras. I'm going to be able to get to a superpower here, which would do a lot of damage if they end up not shielding it. I do get a shield. And now I have my Kingdra for the Lapras and my Escavalier for the Muck. I know that my Escavalier has the most play against their 2 Pokemon right now. They're actually running Ice Beam on their Lapras. I'm going to go straight for the Outrage and see where they want to spend their shields. Out comes the Muck again. And Dark Pulse would hurt a lot, but I know they're going to bait me with Thunder Punch here because both shields are up. I'm trying to get to this Drill Run. Now, this would not be lethal, but it would put it very low. I do get the shield right there. I will shield up in return. I need to guarantee that I can get this Drill Run damage off onto this Muck here. So we're able to reach the Drill Run. The counters are resisted, but their Poison Jabs are double resisted. So I did notice that in these battles, it felt like this team was consistently underperforming. Let me know down in the comments if you've tried running a variation of a Double Dragon team lately in this cycle of Ultra Premier. But right now, with all the Charizards running Wing Attack and Dragon Claw, it just feels like Dragon types are not super strong in the meta right now. Walrein is still everywhere. That's where having Kingdra is nice because you only take neutral damage. But Charizard is just out there functioning as kind of the Dragon Slayer right now. So Let me know down in the comments if you've had any success with the Double Dragon team. But I played 3 sets with this team, and each set went either like 3-2 or 2-3. So they were pretty close games all around. But they definitely felt like tough battles. I never felt like I had a huge advantage over any of my opponents. Out comes the Trevenant again. This is where Aerial Ace will be able to hit for super effective, but it's a very weak move. I'm going to swap into my Dragonite. They have an Ampharos, but I am up a shield, which is very nice for me. Ampharos is a really powerful pick in the Ultra Premier Classic Cup meta right now, especially having access to Brutal Swing. You're able to hit those ghost types for super effective. They're able to get another Brutal Swing off, and I'm farming as much as I can. I commit to the farm down. Out comes the Trevenant, and I'm able to reach this Dragon Claw, and down goes the tree, and we're able to take that game. Escav into another Charizard. We're going to swap out of this regardless of what fast move they have. If they ended up having like Dragon Breath or something on the Charizard, that would be really, really unfortunate. But you kind of have to make this swap anyways to bait out a potential Walrein in the back. They do end up shielding my Outrage, and so now this Gyarados is kind of tricky to deal with. I need a lot of energy to be able to threaten that Charizard in the back. So I will throw a Aerial Ace here. Out comes the Charizard. I immediately swap out, and I know they have a lot of energy here. I will shield up this Dragon Claw. I need the Dragon Breath damage to put on a lot of pressure here. I'm very surprised that they are not throwing a move yet. So I'm just going to queue up my Dragon Claw. I end up getting a shield right there. I am at the next Dragon Claw, and I know that I will win the CMP tie. But they over-farmed again. So I'm going to be able to throw this Dragon Claw. And then in the back is a Swampert. I really hope that I can survive this Hydro Cannon. And I really should have committed to the superpower here, knowing that I'm only going to get off 1 charge move. And that fatal error there might have been what cost me the game. Because as you will see, this Swampert is actually going to be able to mud shot down my Shadow Dragonite. Dragonite is so glassy. Very well played to my opponent there. Okay, Swampert in the lead. I believe this is the final battle of the video. Again, ideally I want to be able to catch a move onto my Kingdra. It does not work out though, but out comes the Walrein. This is exactly what we want to have happen. I'm going to throw the Outrage, and they end up no shielding. I'm going to let this go through, but having switch advantage would be pretty nice here. I think I end up shielding this one. Yes, I do want my Dragonite aligned with that Swampert. If they end up bringing in Swampert, they have to dump all their energy with Earthquake to knock me out, because Hydro Cannon would be double resisted. They do go for the Earthquake. And they're staying in. They have a Charizard in the back. This is so bad. But I have to keep my Dragonite in here. I'm putting as much fast move pressure as I can. I tried to catch a Dragon Claw. It did not work, but I have so much stored energy on my Escavalier that I'm able to burn the final shield. And now I have to make a call here. So I end up shielding the Blast Burn correctly. But I lose the CMP tie to this Charizard. So this seems pretty IV dependent on who wins the CMP tie. I'm able to farm them down though, and I'm going to go for the superpower against the Swampert and take this game. Thank you so much everyone for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you appreciate the content, and I'll catch you all in the next video.